love to walk together, but the night was growing dark. Thought you were beside me, but I reached and you were gone. Sometimes I hear you calling from some lost and distant shore. I hear you crying softly for the way it was before. Where are you now? Are you lost? Will I find you again? Are you alone? Are you afraid? Are you searching for me? Why did you go? I had to stay. Now I'm reaching for you. Will you wait? Will you wait? Will I see you?
Found myself looking into the mirror, knew I wasn't who I wanted to be. I was living life the way that I wanted, but my eyes reminded me I'm not free. Believe the lie, so everything that I know says I gotta go, tired of going solo. But I'm never gonna go there again. This is what it is, this is who I am, this is where I finally take my stand. I didn't wanna fall, but I don't have to grow. I'm not the one with two scarred hands, giving him the best of everything that's left.
Life is full of adventures. The way you perceive those adventures will be the way that you live through those adventures. There's been many times in my life when I've set out on a great adventure, and as I was on the road to adventure, I would view the adventure as a distance. I would look forward and see the point that was ahead of me, and I would call it a distance. That was a huge problem, because when you view distance, you view it as a hardship. You see that there is a great expanse between you and your goal, and ultimately you see that the journey that you're actually on is more than a journey, that it's a time of trial or struggle or pain. I know that as I minister here today, there are those who are watching who may be journeying out into a new career field. You may be leaving something old, moving to something new. I want to tell you, it's not always going to be an easy transition. There are going to be times when you face hardships, when you look forward and you see that it's not going to be easy, and you view this as a distance. Well, I want to inform you today that looking at the adventure as if it were a journey will open up doors for you to notice the blessings that are around you. If you would imagine setting out on a long walk, on a great adventure that was maybe 7 or 8 miles, maybe 10 miles, maybe 20 miles, let me ask you, how do you do the adventure? How do you take this trip? Do you look at the trip as if it's just this long trip that you're having to go on? Or do you notice the things around you as you venture out? Do you notice the trees and the birds? Do you notice the winds and the clouds and the way that the sun's beaming down on you? How do you take the adventure? That's how you'll live your life. When I go out on a new adventure, when I set out on a new thing, I look at the things around me. I notice the people that God has set in front of me, the people that God has placed around me to help me on this journey. And then I find that when I reach the end, I don't even realize that I'm at the end because I've enjoyed the entire expanse between beginning to end. And that's the way that you should live. In the video that you just watched, you noticed that there was a journeyman. He stuck out on this tedious adventure. Well, ultimately, by the end of his adventure, he found the light. That's what we're here to do, is to help you find the light. Let me tell you just a few minutes about Fallout Shelter Church. It's actually no church at all. Fallout Shelter Church is a program that was developed for those of you who have no way to reach the light, who have no way to find refuge. I want to inform you, there's a war going on just as we speak. As a matter of fact, there are forces at work that we can't see, that we can't comprehend, that we would never understand, that are trying their best to drag us down and defeat us. But those forces are usurped only by the fact that you can find safety, you can find refuge, you can find haven in the Word of God. That's what we do at Fallout Shelter Church. We invite you to join us via these internet programs to experience the Word of God at its fullest. Join me as we dig way down deep, maybe a little Hebrew, maybe a little Latin, maybe a little Greek, but we're going to find the truth of what the Word of God has in store for us. And along the way, along the journey, I guarantee we're going to run across a little crazy grace. Maybe a little bit of outstanding teaching. Maybe a little bit of humor. Maybe some videos that we never thought that we would see. Maybe some teaching that we never thought that we would hear. But the bottom line is this. Ultimately, by the end of the day, by the end of this great adventure, we're going to learn that we have become more full, that we have become more complete, that our lives have changed, that we are whole, and that things around us matter more. That's what I want. That's the vision that I have of Fallout Shelter Church. So join us here on this very page right here at fschurch.com, maybe daily, maybe weekly, maybe monthly, I don't know, whenever you can get on there, and start learning the Word of God. Start learning from the comforts of your own home. Start learning from where you are. Remember, you have questions. We have answers. As the moniker says,